Hello to all the BDR academics. It's Dan, and it's time for us to talk about managing your time as a BDR. Because, I've been seeing the screenshots in the group chats over and over again. Oh, yeah, this potential employer answered to my message. What do I do? What do I say? I want this job so much. And um, although I'm really happy for you and for those students who are getting these replies, but you need to understand that uh, as a BDR, and actually as any seller, especially if you're selling in some mature markets, like US tech market, you will be rejected much more often than people will say yes to you. And so you need to understand that being a BDR is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's not you sending, I don't know, 20 genius emails and getting the response and landing you the job. No, 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 no. I think I mentioned this several times, but and we definitely talked about it in the blog about the personal quota attainment plan. So in order to land the job, you need to contact a couple of hundred of potential employers, couple of hundred of companies. Our course is structured in the way that, yeah, you add them to your LinkedIn network. We increase the conversion rate. We make sure that before you reach out to them, they know who you are. You have some connections inside the company, and yada yada yada. But still, you will be get ignored. People will say no to you. So it's important to understand that one of the main one of the main traits of a successful BDR, successful account executive, actually any successful seller, is the ability to stick to some habits. Okay, and there is this great book called Habits. You can find it on internet. I believe there are some YouTube summaries. Some of you may have already read this book, and it's a brilliant book, and it tells you in detail the algorithm of internalizing any habit. But what is more important here is to create this list of BDR habits and kind of stick to this list, because when something becomes a habit, you really just stop thinking about it. And I have a perfect example here. I believe you know who this guy is, actually was. Yeah, it was Steve Jobs, the brilliant CEO of Apple, person who invented iPhone, iPad, and all the other stuff. And so, among other things, Steve Jobs is very famous for wearing the same outfit over and over again. And I believe you understand that it wasn't because like he was poor. He wasn't. Okay, and those clothes are very expensive clothes. But the thing is that I saw some interviews with Steve Jobs, and actually Mike Zuckerberg at some point of time, the CEO of, and creator of Facebook. He actually he had the same had the same philosophy. When you're wearing the same clothes over and over again, this is just one less decision for you to make. Okay, so you're not wasting your brain energy thinking about, oh, maybe I should do and will this jacket go with the short and so on. But please, I'm not asking you to wear the same clothes. I'm just asking you to think about the habits that you internalize, and then you just don't think about them. Okay, so those habits, if we take our course, of course there will be more habits for you. Maybe you have maybe you have a health routine. Maybe you have a routine that somehow connected with your family, with your kids. We're not talking about this. We're BDR Academy. Okay, so the routines that you should internalize, especially during your first years as a BDR, let's say leave 5 meaningful LinkedIn comments per day. Because I understand that doing this for the first time, for the second time, for the third time, and even for the 10th time may be a bit tedious. But on day 100, if you didn't skip like a working day, and at the day 100 it will be like really easy. You will be leaving comments just like that, and they will be punchy. You will understand what to say. You will have some connection with the people. It will be easier for you. Okay. The same thing. I don't know if we take any physical activity. If you are doing some push-ups, let's say, yeah, first couple of days it's kind of especially if you're like a bit overweight, yeah, but then it's just starting to become easier and easier. Or another good habit is just connecting with 10 people on LinkedIn per day, and yeah, we're adding them to LinkedIn. We are sending some personalized messages, or we're sending a blank one. But you just have this habit of adding 10 people. Once again, not 10 random people. We're sticking to the plan. We're sticking to our ICP. We're sticking to the list of companies that we want to have as our potential employers. So this is one more habit for you. Or write to at least 5 new potential customers or employers with super personalized outreach based on research. Okay, and I have this. There is a sales mentor of mine. The guy is, I think he's around 80 right now. But still, he's like a very wealthy, very rich person. He doesn't need to sell anything to anybody. But still, he has this habit of doing at least one like sales action. This can be a call, this can be an email. He doesn't use LinkedIn, but yeah, this can be, I don't know, like a fax message. Yeah, if anybody still anybody still uses that. There is just this habit of making at least one sales activity. Because if you're doing at least one sales activity per day, you'll never be hungry. Your family will never be hungry. But if you're just starting out, you don't need like one action. You need at least five, at least 10. Yeah. And once again, I'm not telling you about sending like one cookie cutter universal, quote unquote, universal message to everybody. This just doesn't work. You need to do personalization. You need to do account research. Just do this at least 5 times per day and send your and send your cold outreach. And once again, if you when you internalize this habit on day 20, on day 30, you will see that it becomes easier and easier for you to write those kind of messages. And I see, I talk with you in our private cabinets on our coaching calls, and Dan, it's so hard. I'm not used to writing emails. Please look at my emails. But when you're doing this for a month with no interruptions, you just become really good. Okay. Also, good habit: read or listen to at least one content piece about the BDR craft and write a short summary. You remember it's our lesson number one. Okay, when I ask you to make this Notion database, and like every day, this may be a little article, maybe some short podcast, some short video, but every day learn something new about the BDR craft. Uh, I'm really happy that a lot of you are taking some additional courses from LinkedIn, from HubSpot, some free training. You're getting some certification. That's great. Consume at least one content piece per day, especially if you're just starting out. And also, a good habit is to clean up your CRM records. Okay, your pipeline, the status of your contacts. Maybe you need to add somebody that you didn't add to HubSpot. Just keep yourself organized. It and keep your desk clean. Yeah, but I'm not talking about real physical desk. I'm talking about your like working environment. Okay, keep your task manager in your CRM system clean. Also, use time blocking. One of the worst mistakes I see BDRs doing is constant switching between the tasks. Oh, let me leave a LinkedIn comment, and then I'll write an email, and then I'll make a call, and then I'll watch a YouTube video. So you're constantly switching, and when you're constantly switching, your brain consumes too much energy. It's like it's multitasking. Just Especially if you have a Windows computer, a Windows laptop that doesn't have a very good battery, and actually almost all Windows laptops don't have a very good battery. So open some big website, big heavy website like YouTube or I don't know, CNN.com or something. Uh, in one tab, then in second tab, open something else. In third tab, open something else. In fourth tab, open something else. Okay, 4 and 5 tabs simultaneously. And you will see that, first of all, every tab consumes RAM, your random access memory. When you buy a laptop, this one has 4 GB of RAM. This one has 8, 16, 32. Okay, so every Chrome tab consumes processing power. It consumes random access memory. It consumes battery energy, because the more resources you take, the faster battery drains. And the same thing with our brain. If you're trying to do like 4 times simultaneously, it's like opening like four tabs in Google Chrome. Okay, so your battery will drain just like that. So by the middle of the day, you'll be dead. I mean, not physically dead, but you will be like really tired, and your cognitive abilities will be not that great. Okay, uh, which is better for you to do is to time block. So let's say, and also it's important to know your body rhythm, because not everybody has his or her best productivity in the morning. For example, I'm not a morning person. I wake up early, but early in the morning I tend to do some not very important stuff. My best time of the day is after 5 p.m. For example, this is my rhythm. I know it. Maybe because I got used to working with US, not living there, so I'm having this big time lag. Yeah, and I need to be energetic and ready like at 5 p.m. at 6 p.m. because actually that's the time when all the calls start, especially when you're working with a lay, for example, or take our course and our coaching calls. I usually do our coaching calls at 8 at 9 p.m. and you see that I'm very I'm always energetic. I answer the questions, so I'm doing okay because this is my best time of the day. Okay, for some of you this won't be an option, so you're like a morning person. Know what time of the day like is your prime, so to speak, and use it accordingly. So if there are some like really important hard tasks, let's say do research and write cold emails to potential clients or potential employers, block them in your best, so to speak, part of the day. Block 1 hour, block 2 hours, and do nothing but research and cold emails. Don't go to LinkedIn except for research purposes. Yeah, don't try to watch a YouTube video on the background. By the way, this is a very common mistake. Oh, I'll do two things and once. No, 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 no. That doesn't work that way. If you learn, you learn. Because I'm pretty sure that you tried to listen to like a podcast in the background, and then kind of feels that you finished the podcast. But if I ask you like, what have you learned? It's hard to answer because you don't remember almost anything. Okay, so if you are consuming a content, concentrate on it. Okay, so if you have this one video that you need to watch, open it on your phone, on your computer, take a piece of paper or open your Notion and make notes. Okay, don't try to do everything on the background because it's just not good for your not good for your RAM, not good for your processor, and not good for your battery. If we continue with this computer metaphor. Okay, yeah, and also the same thing with LinkedIn comments. Okay, you can block this time, so every day for 30 minutes just block and it will be better if it like the same time every day, because this creates a routine. And when you have a routine and this routine is internalized, you need to make it's the Steve Jobs and his black turtleneck. You don't need to decide, your brain have already decided, so you're just yeah, it's 5 p.m, it's time for me to do my LinkedIn. It will be just automatically. It's the same thing if you're used to having like lunch or breakfast or dinner at the same time every day, your body kind of gets um, gets used to it, and it becomes like really easy and fluent and so on. Okay, also keep your inbox clean with the inbox zero method. I'll leave some links to lengthy articles about inbox zero. Technically this is a concept that tells you that you don't need to have anything in your inbox. So in your inbox, in your Gmail or Outlook, there should be zero messages, because you don't open a message twice. Okay, so if there is something, uh, if something comes your way, first you decide if there is something to be done with this message. If not, you either archive the message. Let's say it's a receipt from something that you booked you booked a hotel, or you're paid for your internet connection. Okay, and there is a electronic receipt, and you just archive it. You can create a folder named receipts, or you can just archive it, because in Gmail you actually don't need to structure anything. You just archive and then you search. Okay, or you instantly delete the message, because it's of no interest for you. There is some there is some seasonal discount in the shop that you're going, but you're not interested, and you weren't planning to do any shopping, let's say, in this month, and the offer is limited, so just delete the message. If yes, you either reply right away. This is a great book called Getting Things Done by David Allen. There is this thing called 2 minute rule. Is if something can be done in 2 minutes or less, like it's quick reply, quick message, quickly, just do it straight away. Do it straight away. Don't try to write it down or do something. Just do it right away. And just for you to to get the concept, I'm not telling you to have all your messages open during your working day and reply to everything. No, you just structure you just structure your day, like 2 days, 2 hours I'm doing email, then I'm doing LinkedIn, then I'm working with my CRM, and during that time you limit your communication with the outer world. Actually, this is a good part of being a BDR, because if you're like a traditional phone salesman, you can't just put your phone in the focus mode. Okay, you can't afford it. But if you're a BDR, you kind of can structure your time on your own, as soon as you're productive, as soon as you're ringing meetings. So you can use the inbox zero concept. And I don't think it lasts. It's almost the last point. Stick to the quota attainment plan. Once again, it's marathon, not a sprint. One day you may get zero responses. You may get 0% acceptance rate to your LinkedIn outreach. You may get zero reactions to your posts or comments. Those days happens. I'll tell you more. Those days happens in my life. Okay, although I've been doing this for 15 years. Okay, but you need to stick to the system. You need to stick to the plan. 5 comments today, 5 comments tomorrow, 5 comments the day after tomorrow, 5 new messages, 5 new messages, 5 new messages, 5 follow-ups. Just follow the routine and the success will come. And last but not the least, don't forget to recharge your batteries. And I think there is a lot of literature on this particular topic. I think that the most important thing is to switch context. Okay, so if you can like afford it, not to sit at your computer, just don't don't look at any screens. Don't read any sales related books or content. Just uh, I'm not telling you that. I understand that a lot of your family, the family people, you have kids, you have this, you have you can that, but actually every day you can spare some time just to recharge yourself. And for any one of you, this may be you know different activities. Somebody can play computer games, which is perfectly fine. Okay, maybe you can play guitar. Maybe you do something with your hands. I don't know, you're drawing or writing or doing something like this. Just don't forget to recharge, because if we continue this laptop metaphor, it's like taking your not charging your laptop and taking it to office without a charger. It will like work for, I don't know, an hour, and then just the screen will screen will turn off, and you won't be able to do any work. The same thing with your body. Okay, it won't be the next day, but if you don't recharge yourself with the activities that really give you energy, you won't be able to sustain this marathon, which we all need to do in order to be productive BDRs. So your assignment is stick with the quote attainment plan and create your daily BDR routines and try sticking to them. And like, if you want to share something with me in private cabinet, just write me, the routines that you created for yourself. It's really interesting for me to understand what you have in your calendar. So that's it for this lesson. Take care and see you in the next one. Bye bye.